Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Both Injury in the True Off My Chest subreddit. The post is titled, "My wife of 2 years is cheating on me. Today I found out my wife is cheating on me. As with all cheaters, she messed up. She left her second phone at home when she left for work. I'm numb because I heard her phone go off and I assumed she had just left it and we were supposed to meet up for lunch later. But when I picked up her phone, I saw a number I didn't recognize and the text on there said it all. It read, 'I can't wait to see you tonight.' Yeah, I know that maybe that's just a friend and this could just be a work phone, but my gut tells me otherwise. I've been thinking about it and she has been acting weird. She's been working long hours, she's been on 2 girls' trips this month, and she's been randomly called into work on her days off. I don't know what to do. Her second phone has a lock on it, otherwise I'd open it and read the other texts. What do I do? Update 1. Thank you for all the comments. I just finished lunch with her. I confronted her about the phone and the look of horror on her face broke what little hope I had left that she wasn't cheating on me. I gave her phone and told her to open it and show me the text thread. The messages date back to December. I asked her how long she's been cheating and she confessed. She broke down and started apologizing as I read the messages, which were like daggers straight to my heart. I asked her again how long, and apparently it's been happening our whole marriage. When I told her I don't think I could forgive her, she got mad, drove home, packed a suitcase, and left. I'm sitting here on our bed with a mixture of sorrow, pain, and a desire to just wake up from this nightmare. I don't know where I went wrong. Why couldn't I be a better husband to her? I feel so lost and hopeless. She was my everything. Thank you for the support. Update 2. Wow, okay, so I didn't think this post would get any likes or support. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate all the comments and advice. Today I had the locks changed on the house. I called a divorce attorney to help me, and I meet with him in a day, so hopefully he takes my case. I went through some of her messages and her friend's messages to me. Apparently, she twisted the story to make it look like I cheated on her and that she's the victim. Unfortunately for her, I took a picture of the text that said, "I can't wait to see you," and sent that to her family. I don't know if that will do anything, but yeah. I feel insanely guilty every text I read from her. She called me about 40 times and left voicemails, which I immediately deleted. With all the support and help from you guys, I feel like I can make it through this. Oh, also, I did set a doctor's appointment to get tested for sexually transmitted diseases. Thank you for all the support. I really appreciate it. Yesterday, my world fell apart, and you guys are helping me pick up the pieces. My family believes me and supports me, and my friends support me too. I still have a lot of pain in me, but I feel like I can breathe a little better, and as some of you have mentioned, it can only get better from here. I hope this is the case because this hurt is one I never want to feel again. I'll keep you updated as it comes. Final update. A week or 2 ago, I posted about how my ex-wife of 2 years was cheating on me throughout our entire marriage. Ever since then, my life has been in a downhill spiral and the hurt hurts too much. My race has been run. To quote the Lord of the Rings, there are some things that time cannot mend, some hurts that go too deep that have taken hold. Bilbo once told me his part in this tale would end, that each of us must come and go in the telling. It's my time to go in the telling of life. I thank you again for all the wonderful comments. Thank you, and for the last time, goodbye. Thank you all of you. Thank you. I was on the couch with my gun in my hand, crying, and I don't know why, but I fell asleep. I woke up to my phone going off. I'm in the emergency room right now, waiting to go to the mental health ward. You guys help me with your love. Thank you is all I can say. I love you guys. Thank you all for the love and support. I'm in the mental health unit now, and they allow me to have my phone for 20 minutes, so I wanted to give you an update. I've called my brother, and he's going to my house to take and lock up my guns until I get through this. I'm going to be here for a week or 2 until the doctors feel like I'm not a danger to myself. Again, thank you for all your love and support, and know that you saved a life with all your loving comments. Cybermage TX said, bad enough that she cheated throughout their entire marriage, but to make it seem like he was the one who pushed his already fragile mental state to the breaking point is even worse. I'm glad he's getting help. Rupee Blue said, that last update was terrifying. My heart dropped. I'm so glad he fell asleep and is getting the help he needs. This next post was made in the AITA subreddit by a user named Chocolate Forward. The post is titled, "I suspect my wife after she went to Mexico and spent no money and took no pictures. I'm in the middle of probably the biggest crisis of my adult life, and I can barely think, so I apologize in advance if this comes across as really weird or rambling. My wife went to Mexico last week for a friend's bachelorette party, and aside from the plane ticket and the hotel and the first day's food and drinks, she didn't spend a penny all week. I mean, on the credit card, it's as clear as day that on Monday, up until about 9 p.m., she was buying dinner, stuff at the hotel shop, drinks at the bar, souvenirs, and then at 9 p.m., she didn't spend another cent the entire week until she was at her layover airport in Dallas. She says it's because her friend took over and paid for everything. I guess this is plausible, but it still gives me a funny feeling. What is worse is that my wife is a person who posts her entire life on Instagram and TikTok, but if she does anything from getting a latte to picking the kids up at school, she will post it either as a picture or as a story. The last thing she posted on TikTok was that trend of people jumping into their vacation from the airport, and after that, her social media is blank. I was kind of keeping an eye on it because I was excited for her to go on the trip. And again, I guess it's plausible, but it gives me a funny feeling. When she got home, I said I couldn't wait to see all the pictures she took, and she really blew me off and said that she just didn't feel like taking pictures that week. She has also been incredibly distant, and last night she said she just felt like sleeping on the couch because the air conditioning hits better, but I swear I heard her talking on the phone in the middle of the night. When I got up to check on her, I accidentally tripped over the dog and made a huge racket, so when I got downstairs, she appeared to be asleep. I brought all of this up this morning and said I'm not accusing her of anything, but all this put together is making me feel uneasy. I wasn't trying to bait her or fight with her, just get my feelings on the table. She said, "You are a major asshole for bringing this up on her first day back at work." I said I wasn't trying to pry, just communicating with her, and she said, "Your communication is prying, and I am not discussing this with you ever again." She then took the kids to summer camp and left. Am I the asshole? Edit, I realized that her text probably synced to her iPad, so I just checked. It took me a while to figure out the passcode, but I did. There was an iMessage at 9:15 the night she got to the resort from a number with no contact info that said, "Okay, I'll meet you in the lobby. Is the app you said Signal?" I looked up Signal and it's kind of like WhatsApp. The iPad doesn't have Signal on it. Edit 2, if you have been following my comments, you've seen that my sister is coming over. She's an insane internet sleuth and is relentless when it comes to this cheating stuff. She also scares me a bit, so I'm hoping this isn't a mistake. I will probably stop responding for a while so we can talk and she can do her thing. I am numb, but she can do this. Thanks to everyone for the nice comments and the reality check. It's not looking good. Edit 3, she cheated. My sister was able to get lots of info from the real estate guy. My wife denied it at first, but then admitted it. Sorry it took so long to update, but I'm numb. I have literally zero idea what to do now. Edit 4. For people looking up our personal information, we don't live in Lubbock, nor does my wife work for the Lubbock school system. We grew up in the area and went to college there, but have long since moved to another community. Please don't try to research this, as you may hurt someone who is totally not involved. I'm getting lots of advice to delete this, and I don't want to, but I may have to. Edit 5. I know people really want updates. We've been talking, arguing, screaming, and threatening all day long. I'm more confused than I was this morning, that's for sure. But I'm also confused, exhausted, sad, upset, nervous, and I don't know what to do. I did make a preliminary appointment with a family law attorney tomorrow to talk about protecting assets and how to navigate the legal way ahead, regardless of what I choose to do. I will say that there's a subreddit where this was cross-posted, and it may be the most toxic group of people I've ever seen online. I feel really bad for those people. As for the privacy issues, no one has figured out who we are. That's not a challenge, by the way. I'm very tired and I doubt people are still invested, but if there's still interest, I can update either on this post or a new one in a few days. I'm really hoping to sleep tonight. My sister still has the kids and they are having a blast. They went to the lake with her boyfriend's family today, so I'm glad they are in good hands. Update. Good morning, everyone. I know it's been a while, but as I'm sure you can imagine, this has been the worst week of my life, and it's been an absolute whirlwind of activity trying to get things set up in a life that I don't even really recognize anymore. First of all, I am now in the process of getting a legal separation from my wife with the aim of getting divorced. She and I both want to take the process very slowly, so it's fair to everyone. I do have a personal lawyer who is handling the separation, but even she recommends that it will be cheaper and easier for us to do a mediated divorce. She has a colleague who offers a package deal where we will work with a certified counselor while meeting with the mediation lawyer to handle the legal aspects. The goal is to learn to be co-parents and remain friendly while going through the breakup. I know my wife is hoping to see the counselor with the aim of reconciling. I am doing the counseling so I can learn how to treat her with some respect as the mother of my kids for their benefit. I can't possibly see reconciling, but I guess stranger things have happened. Those of you who read along last week know that my sister is one of those internet sleuths who, if you tell her a first initial and someone's eye color, she can come up with the person's entire life history in a matter of minutes. I've pretty much let her handle all of the dirty work. She did some research on the guy, and he's an absolute piece of work. He has judgments and liens against him all over the country. He has 6 kids with 4 different women and is delinquent on child support for most of them. It seems like his modus operandi is to just wait until the kids turn 18 and hope they stop coming after him. And this is the guy my wife picked to ruin everything for. My sister got in touch with his current wife and said that she has pictures and text messages that prove he was cheating, but so far has not heard back from her. Who knows what's going on with that? My assumption is it's happened so many times that she expects it or tolerates it, but maybe we'll hear back from her. My wife and I are still living in the house together until the separation is official, and we may continue to do so even after the legal separation is finalized. I just don't know, and I figure as long as we can be friendly to each other, then it's okay. I had to go away on business last week, and when I got back on Saturday, it was pretty clear the fight in her was gone. She wanted to talk, accept full responsibility, and was willing to come clean about the whole thing. I told her I really didn't need to hear any more because her affair partner had confessed the whole thing and even sent pictures. I think her current state is that she's utterly humiliated and has been very quiet, even obsequious in her general manner around the house. It's not really what I want because I didn't get married to have a servant, and the change in her normally fiery and funny personality is only a reminder that something is really wrong. The kids are doing fine. They are spending a lot of time with my sister and her boyfriend and his family. So hopefully, looking back, this will just be the summer before their parents got divorced and missing the turmoil in the house. I guess if there are questions, I can try to answer them, but that's pretty much what's been going on. A deleted user said, I would be so pissed if I showed up for what I thought was a normal girls' trip to Mexico, and then one of the girls just straight up left for a random affair. To this, Onion Man said, bro, if one of my married friends on a boys' trip tried to sleep with someone, I'd be so pissed. I would also drop that person immediately. Unbong Park said, I've been following this one and have developed a healthy respect and fear of the sister. OP mentioned in a comment that she somehow cost her college boyfriend, who cheated, a chance at the NFL. Yellow King said she really destroyed her marriage and ruined 2 families for a deadbeat loser. I bet that once the soon-to-be ex-wife realizes that she will be the divorced one in her friend group, she will expose and sabotage her friends' relationships because they were all accomplices in her affair. This post was made in the same subreddit by a deleted user. The post is titled, I heard my husband cry in the bathroom after we bumped into his ex. My husband and I met 2 years ago. He proposed 6 months later and told me he knew I was the one when he met me and that he didn't want to waste time or lose me. I was and still am head over heels and agreed. We have been married for 6 months and are expecting our first baby. Last weekend, we bumped into his ex. They were together for 9 years, but she ended the relationship when he didn't take it to the next level. When we got engaged and married, my husband texted her to tell her and to apologize, talking about fate and how some things aren't meant to be. I remember asking him why, and he said that he owed it to her so she wouldn't hear it from other people and be unprepared. They broke up 3 years ago. She was pregnant and holding hands with a child who could be 7 or 8 years old, and she was with a man who was obviously her partner. They were very affectionate toward each other. My husband said hi, even though we could have walked by unnoticed, but he insisted on talking. When we got home, I heard him crying in the bathroom. He has been depressed and distant the whole week. I realized he must have written to her after we got home, and he showed me his phone. Yes, he has. He apologized again for what he did and told her that some things are not meant to be. Would I be the asshole if I confronted him about what's going on? Why is he doing this? Edit throwaway. I don't want him finding me. OK Perception said, it sounds like he misses her. I would be heartbroken if my husband felt this way about another woman. I'm sorry. Uncle Nettie's Dead said, not the asshole, but it sounds like that cliche story. A guy is happy with the status quo, keeping the girlfriend around for 9 years. While he says he's open to the idea of marriage to string her along, he believes it's unnecessary and doesn't actually make plans to get an engagement ring or pop the question. He just assumes if he runs the clock, she will be stuck with him for life. His ex decides that she's had enough of his placating words and realizes if she wants to get married and start a family, it can't and won't be with him. After she takes charge of her life and dumps him, he begs her to take him back and promises he will give her the ring and wedding she wanted, but it's too little, too late. Curtains close on this relationship. He takes a year or so to heal, then finds you, who checks off most of his boxes. Instead of risking the same thing happening again, he proposes to you after 6 months of dating, and everything happens at warp speed because he has learned from his last serious relationship. Don't leave it up to chance. Don't string someone along. Him bumping into his ex makes him realize he still has feelings for the one who got away. That if he hadn't been so stubborn and slow about getting a ring and making his ex happy, that could have been him. He again apologized for what he did and told her that some things are not meant to be. He keeps telling himself that because it's easier to blame fate and absolve himself of being a terrible boyfriend who was wasting her time and ruined the relationship single-handedly. I'm glad his ex got her happy ending. I'm sorry your marriage is starting to show cracks because your husband may be incapable of love and had a hidden agenda when marrying you. He might have married you to prove to his ex he could commit rather than because of his deep and lasting love for you. To this, OP said, so I showed my husband this comment and told him that this was basically how I feel things are, but someone else wrote it better. At first he got upset and defensive, then he started arguing and telling me to leave him alone. Then he started crying and asked to read it again. He sat silently for about 15 minutes reading it, but not once did he deny it, try denying it, call me crazy, or even try to explain. If I know myself, this is over. I don't play second fiddle, I don't do consolation prizes, and I absolutely am not gonna have another woman be the main character in my own story. So I told him this was over and that I need a break to sort out my feelings, but this will eventually end in divorce because I know myself very well. He didn't say anything, just sat silently. I know his type. The only way he will realize my worth is when he has lost me, just like he did his ex. People like him are frugal with their feelings. He strung her along because he didn't want to give her all of him. Then he turned around and gave me exactly what she wanted, but deprived me of exactly what I wanted that he gave her. Men like him will never give all of themselves because he probably thinks he would lose control if he gave all of himself to a woman. What a waste of a man.